We've all heard it. You need to raise your vibration in order to manifest. Manifestation won't work unless you are thinking positive, always focused on that end goal, or everything else is not going to work. We're going to talk about that, why it's important, how you can get there. First off, if you have fallen into a slump where negativity is creeping in, you are not in that high vibrational state you want to be in, don't worry. Everything is not going to fall apart. This is something that is cyclical for many of us. For myself, I have been in situations where I am high. I am at that highest level. I am always looking at the glass half full. I am tuned in, tapped in, and thinking in positive most of the time. But then things start getting heavy, things start getting busy, and that mindset goes by the wayside. You are not alone in this. This happens to many of us, and your manifestations will not just go away. Things can still work in your favor. I realized over the last several weeks that I have gotten into this negative mind shift where I am looking at things the half glass empty. Now, is my life still great? Have I manifested everything that I've wanted? Yes. Are there things I am working on? Yes. The key is not to get down on yourself. This stuff happens and it's easy to shift back. So today I'm going to share how you can shift back to your old positive self, or if you have been in this cycle of negativity for some time and never felt like you were on the positive, how you can get there really easy, and how intuition can play a role in that, because it's a really important piece that can help you get through and not sink back into those old habits, those old patterns moving forward. So this happened to me recently where I have gotten overwhelmed by life, having 2 kids, 2 stepkids, busy work life, busy family life, sports, running around, making snacks, cooking dinner for different people who don't eat like I eat, because I eat vegan, the rest of my family eats meat. And the list goes on and on and on. And I'm sure you can relate. I'm sure you have your own situation that may be similar to mine or different than mine, but still lots of responsibility, lots of life dragging you down. The number one thing that has to happen is awareness. Without self-awareness, everything falls under the wayside. Your biggest friend for self-awareness is your intuition. When you are having those everyday conversations with your intuition, understanding how life is working for you, having those conversations, asking your intuition, what do I need to know today? Pay attention to what it's telling you. The subtleties in those messages can help you reveal where that negativity is coming in and can help you identify the shifts that you need to take. I was starting to feel depressed and not sure what it was, because I have a happy marriage, I have a great relationship with my children, I love my job, all of those things I really love, but when I put it together in a ball, I was feeling always overwhelmed. And so when I started having this conversation with my intuition, I started to learn that I needed more self-awareness. And so if you aren't currently having those conversations with your intuition and you need some help feeling like you are tuned in, tapped in, you can check out my ebook here. That is the first step that could get you started, and you can download it. The link's right in the description. And I promise it's not filled with fluff. It will help you get those building blocks that you need to start having those daily conversations. But once I got to the awareness stage, then you can start to snap out of it, because it's the awareness, the fact that this is what is happening and this is where I want to be. So there's a gap there. How do I bridge the gap? Again, you can use your intuition. But one of the things that really helped me was when I got in that state, that negativity, and caught myself, I can ground myself in the current moment, whether it's grabbing a rock, and I have a rock in my pocket. That's grounding. You could hold on to it, or you can use a crystal or even a piece of paper, just something that symbolizes grounding to help you have something to physically hold on to during those moments. And then you look around and find 10 things around you in your current reality or your current space that you can be grateful for. So for me, the weather was impacting me so much. It has been a terrible spring, lots of rain, lots of crazy stuff going on. My friend had cancer. I was in hospice with her. It was raining every day. I was trying to squeeze in getting my kids to their games and their practices, and it was a lot. And then trying to cook dinner and work and all those things. And so when you can ground yourself around you, when you realize you're sinking, right, that mind mess, as I like to call it, that keeps going on and on, like all of the little things that are wrong, and you ground yourself in that moment. So for me, I like to take a rock, hold the rock, right, and it represents the earth and grounding, and then think about what it is around me that's great. So let's say it's raining. The grass is looking lush and really green. There are lots and lots of flowers starting. The leaves on the trees are starting to turn green, and it's gorgeous, and the winter is making way for the summer. Little things like that, just in the area around you, taking a glance. I'm sitting in my car right now, so thankful for this car that I have that gets me wherever I need to go. That is a fantastic car. I love this car. And it helps you ground yourself back to the current moment, pulls you out of that negative mind shift, and focus on the positive. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual practice, taking inventory and all the wonderful things around you, but it works wonders for me. And as you start saying thing after thing that you are thankful for, that is positive in your life, that's positive in the world around you, it starts raising that vibration, starts making you feel better. When you feel better, life gets easier. Not only do you need it for manifestation, your manifestations, by the way, aren't going away. Every time that you think and run that slide, that vision of what you want, that you're working towards in your mind, you see it, you feel it in your mind, you're still shifting bit by bit over there. But it does help when you have that positive outlook. I think this is a really fun way to see those little shifts. If you are starting new, and if you don't already have a gratitude practice, this is something I want to urge you to try out, because I think you'll notice that in the moment when you're having these feelings, you're feeling sunken down, the responsibilities are taking over, everything is hard, you'll see it improve your mood, which is in turn raising your vibration. You will see your manifestations start to happen quicker, and your intuitive abilities will start to open up, because when you are bogged down by the negativity, that mental noise blocks your ability to get those subtle insights that are always coming through to your intuition. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll really love this video, and the missing step in manifestation.